What's up, guys? It's Chris with Silent Flute. A story for you. There is this kind of deity called Nārada. Nārada. That's a yogi of the cosmic plane. So even amongst angels and demons and other deities, here's Nārada, a yogi. And he just travels around and maybe bestows yoga on different planets and different planes and whatever. And well, every now and then he stops by Earth. So he came by Earth one day and he's walking through the forest and he sees this yogi. And this yogi has been meditating for so long that ants have built their an ant colony all around him. He's been sitting still for so long that ants actually built a colony around him. But he sees Nārada and he asks, "Hey Nārada, what's up?" And Narada's like, "Oh, I'm just on my way to Shiva's house. I'm gonna go kick it with Lord Shiva." And the yogi asks Narada, he's like, "Will you ask Lord Shiva how many more births that I am excuse me, how many births I have remaining before I reach final liberation? I've been sitting here meditating for a very long time and I'm just curious if he knows and if he'll tell me." And Narada's like, "Sure, I'll ask him." So he goes on walking, and after a little while he comes across this other guy who's singing the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. I don't know what the mantra is. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama. Something like that. Sorry if I butchered that, if I offended anybody. It's not my practice. I don't know the mantra. But it's this mantra, and he's just like singing it, dancing, twirling, flailing. And he sees Nārada, and he's like, "Hey Nārada, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, I'm just going on my way to Shiva's house." And he's like, "Hey, will you ask Shiva how many more births I have? Because I want to know, like, how much longer for I'm going to be doing this." And he's like, "Sure, I'll ask." Years go by, Earth time, of course. And Nārada's walking through the same woods, and the yogi that was meditating recognizes him. And he's like, "Hey, Nārada, I haven't seen you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Did you get word from Shiva?" And Narada's like, yeah, Shiva said 4 more births. You have 4 more births before you reach liberation. And the yogi's like, "Really? Man, I've been meditating for so long. I got 4 more lifetimes of doing this." And he just starts lamenting. And Narada just walks on, and he sees the guy that's singing and chanting. And the guy recognizes Nārada, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Any word from Shiva?" And he was like, yeah. "Can you see the leaves on that tree?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can you count them?" And he's like, "Yeah, it would take me a while, but I could count them. Why?" And Narada's like, "Well, Lord Shiva says you have that many births left. However many leaves are on that tree, that's how many births you have left." And the guy's like, "Really? That's it? Well, that's a finite number. That's great. That means it's not like for eternity. I can wait that long. I'm patient. At least it wasn't all the leaves in the forest." And just then, a gateway to heaven opens up, and a little chariot comes down. He's like, "Hey, man, Lord Shiva sent for you. He wants you to come hang out." And the guy's like, "But you said I have to take birth all these times." And the chariot driver's like, "Yeah, but when Lord Shiva saw that you were willing to do that anyway, he thought, what's the point? So you can come now if you want." That's the story. So what are you practicing for? Is it in this lifetime? Or is it in eternity that you have a goal in mind? Or is it just maybe it's not so serious. Maybe you like the little bit of calm you get in your day, or helps you function better. That what brings you to the mat to practice, whether it's your meditation mat, your yoga asana mat, or whatever your practice is, that changes and evolves and develops as you change and evolve and develop. And at some point you will die. And sorry, my phone's shaky, I'm holding it. At some point, it's gloomy, but it's true, you're gonna die. And as you get to approach that, not as if I'm close, but experiences, as you approach that, the objects of your mind will reprioritize. They'll start to rearrange, and you'll get new priorities, new perspectives on activities, and you will one day come to appreciate your practice as that preparation for transcendence, as that preparation, because all of us, when we die alone. Even if everyone's around us, eventually we close our eyes, and it takes a while for the mind to shut off, and we kind of fall into ourselves, and it becomes an aloneness. have you practiced finding divinity, the deepest and most expansive experience of divinity, in your aloneness? That's what practice is. Your practice is to find that divinity in your aloneness. Even if you're in a group setting, in a class or something, your practice is individual. It's internal, it's personal. All right, that's it for today. Namaste.